Okay, cool. So as always, we're recording now. We'll plan to make the recording public. If anything gets said that either of you think shouldn't be out in the world, let me know. We'll stop the recording. We'll start another one. And if we don't interrupt everything, then we'll just plan to make the whole thing public. Sound good?
Perfect.
Yes.
Awesome. Yay, we're connecting. I'm so excited.
Yay,
Hello.
me too.
So great to have you guys connecting here. So Emiliano and Angie Emiliano.
Hey, Angie.
So,
Hi, Emiliano. Great to meet you.
You too. I think we've been on the same calls, but we've never really talked one-on-one. So
Yeah.
I look forward to it.
I'm glad we finally connecting.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just giving her a quick background, Emiliano, and how we first connected through Vince Polito. You were working with Vince, and then he connected me with you. We struck up a friendship, and then I forget. No, I had known your dad beforehand, right? And so then I met you afterwards, and so yeah, just having that whole family connection, amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. And I'm glad that you guys are connecting. I'm excited to see. I've been processing like how this is all going to work, and there's a lot of levels happening at the same time because you guys are now connecting your networks too, especially on a deep level, right? Like Emiliano, you're really going to know what Angie is up to and what all of her needs are, and essentially you're going to be like a conduit for all of the support that she's looking for coming to her, right? You're going to be helping her architect it in the mind maps and getting it out from the mind map into the reality generating machines, and those machines will be on her control panel, and you'll be like her co-pilot helping her, adjust all the controls, and also, you'll be supporting her in figuring out how to adjust the controls to bring in all of the support that she's looking for, right? So you're really like the reality generating coordinator,
Right.
Wow.
Coordinating Angie's reality.
That's exciting.
Yay, that sounds epic. It sounds out of this world.
I love it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate it. That is way more epic than I had imagined it. So I'm glad that came out right now. Here's our reality creation. Yeah.
Yes.
And yeah, so it's really great. We're going to keep figuring out how that's all going to look. So just so that we're creating an expectation up front, because I'm realizing that this is a real distinct conversation with every client, is that they have a certain budget that they can work with, and then we're basically maximizing the value that we can provide to that client with that budget, right? Mm-hmm. And so the commitment that Angie's already made was for $300 for 2 sessions for the coming month, and this is the first one. And and I've had to go a little bit deeper into my analysis of the numbers and everything, because I'm realizing, I've been wanting to have this pay what it's worth to you model, as I've shared with you guys, and letting people like declare, but it gets a bit convoluted that way. I still want to make it that way in a sense. I have to see how. But I'm realizing that we have to define it in like billable hours and what gets done in those hours. And we have sessions and we have support, and there's different things that are happening, and you're paying for this and this is happening. And I see now where we're going to start to have, like, Angie is having this service. Oh, and to mention the specific dollars, what I'm feeling at this point, and we'll see how it flows, but at this very moment in time, I'm feeling like I'm going to be billing the hours I'm devoting to clients at $200 an hour in pure monetary terms, and Emiliano at $100 an hour in terms of pure monetary terms. And so basically, different clients are going to be able to hire me, hire Emiliano. We're just going to start to build out and have more Emilianos and more me's that are at a whole range of, prices, values, value exchange, not even doing it for money, doing it for some other incentive. This is where, again, we get to use the system to broaden our incentives and create whatever incentives we can get the marketplace to respond to, essentially, right? That's essentially going to be it, is there's going to be a whole range of supporters that are providing the type of support that Emiliano and I are providing right now. And the more supporters there are in the pool, then the more of a range of, values, exchanges, all kinds of different things, right? So, but this is the very beginning. Emiliano is the very first. So it's awesome, Emiliano, that you're the first person creating this whole new realm of what it looks like to have supporters show up. And Angie, congratulations and thank you for being the first client that's creating, this whole thing, right? It's so perfect, right? The way we've all kind of been flowing and the way it's all coming together right in this moment. So, so I think what's going to happen, the way I'm seeing it at the moment is, based on what you've already provided, Angie, the $300 for the coming month, you'll have the two of us working with you today. And then my expectation is that the next meeting that you're going to have is going to be with Emiliano this month. Okay. So he and I are going to talk, after this and process, because part of what I see happening too is I see Emiliano, from the work that he's doing with you, seeing where there's opportunities to provide additional value to. Like one particular example that I was imagining today is, because you're anticipating, let's say if you could anticipate at least, 3 months of doing, this type of arrangement, $300 a month for 3 months, that then with that type of commitment, now Emiliano can give you like a 3-month plan, as an example, right? And you guys could be working off of a 3-month plan, right? But that wouldn't be a service that he would be spending time on if you weren't, committing to that, length. It would,
right.
You get what I'm saying? So he and I are going to keep working on, and it's going to be up to him quite a bit, because as he's going to be supporting you, he's going to be saying, oh, if Angie would, put $500 towards this, then we could develop this, or somebody could develop this. And if she wants to develop this more, then it's going to take this much time, and it's going to take. So he's going to be really seeing where your needs are, right? And giving you opportunities to help direct whatever finances you're directing into your control panel, right? Because that's what it ends up looking like, right? You've got all of your needs spread out on your control panel. You get to decide where you're putting your finances to make movement in those needs. And Emiliano is going to be helping you make those decisions, and also sharing with you how Uniting for Action can be supporting at different levels with financial input to make a difference in different places, right? And so that's kind of how it's going to be flowing, is he's going to be your concierge through this business development process that you're in. And he's going to be figuring out the best he can, how he can apply the world of resources to support you. And a lot of those resources will be external, but we'll also be developing a lot of internal resources within Uniting for Action, just so we can have like full service support for our clients around everything they need, right? That's really the ideal, right? The ideal is like, hey, Emiliano, I have these ideas and I have these resources and I have all of these things. Can you please just manage my business for me so it creates what I want, And we're developing a mechanism that allows people like Emiliano to become so expert in the use of the system to generate your reality that you can just show up and say, I've got this whole reality I want to get created. The machine is telling me it's going to cost $30,000. Here's the $30,000, Emiliano, make it happen, type of thing. And that's where you're headed with it, with this system. This system will give you instant manifestation when you have the resources to be able to arrange all the gears in all the places, including the coordinators and the managers that need to show up to really make it all happen, right? To manage all those relationships, to create all of the agreements, to do all the negotiations, right? So you're mapping out all the supporters. And it's actually not Emiliano that's going to do all of those pieces, but what he's going to do, he's going to help coordinate all of those pieces showing up, right? Like you can have one person that you have, you know, that you're contracting with that's doing nothing but creating stories for you, right? Or editing your videos to create stories, like shooting a couple hours with you to get everything out of your head. Then they're processing it all to put it onto pages and to start having the supporters showing up. You know, again, there's a lot of pieces to it.
Yeah, I need that.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where, you know, yeah, we've talked about you need it. And this is where, you know, it even gets down to what we talked about where like, Emiliano, just to let you know, Angie's writing a book and we're going to talk about that in a minute. Even to where, Angie, again, you're just speaking your book into these videos. You know, you're not even being so concerned about what chapter or what it relates to or whatever. You just got ideas in your head and you're putting them out into the world, and you've got a chapter structure, if you've gone over something, but you have somebody that's like catching all that content and figuring out how to organize it and how to share it and how to edit it into the things that you want, right? And you and you get to coordinate and collaborate with them. But in the end, what's happening is your content is getting created for you practically by, again, you just speaking it into existence. That's your content. And then also we're using life and you know, realities as our content as well. So we're creating, you know, our content the way we're speaking it in the world. So having said all of that as a preview to all of this, any questions before we start actually diving into where you're at with things, Angie, and having Emiliano start to provide consultation right off the bat?
Yeah, I guess my question could be like, I have this organizing book and then I just have like everything that I need to do in it. And sometimes it gets a little overwhelming because I'm like looking for something specific and it's like lost in the book and I have to like go back and look for it. So I would like to like streamline this process of organizing my ideas and just be able to like, you know, pull something up really quick and it's there and like all the bullet points are there.
Yeah, that's really great. And I'm glad you're saying that because, you know, you're making me think about some of the forward thinking development that I've had in mind that we're just not at yet. In particular, the more like app-like version of Uniting for Action, you know, like you've said, Angie, to be able to just shoot a video in your phone and have it go into the right place in the story on your page, you know, and be able to just, you know, like you said, have access to these, you know, all your information at your fingertips, right? Essentially. So yeah, I'm not even going to speculate how Emiliano is going to steer you with what tools, you know, you might want to look at. But, you know, for sure, you're just highlighting another example, and I'm just sharing it with both of you because this is where we're headed, into, you know, ease of use, ease of access, you know, all in one tool, right? Because whatever Uniting for Action isn't developing, we're creating essentially an operating system to allow anybody to plug their apps in, right? So just like you go to the App Store and you can get any app you want on your phone, you know, as soon as we can, Uniting for Action is providing this infrastructure that all these businesses and anybody, all these existing businesses can just plug in and provide their solutions. So any, you know, other third party that you can think of and, you know, that you use in the world, you know, whether it's Salesforce or HubSpot or, you know, mind mapping or whatever it is, it's just another app that plugs in and integrates with all the information. So we're heading there as quickly as we can. And I'm saying all that too, because some of the requests that Angie has been having, Emiliano, like that, you know, in terms of solutions, we've been seeing how we can use the Uniting for Action system to help her get the result that she wants. And that's where, as I shared with you before, that, you know, the way I see it is almost like, you know, off-label usage of Uniting for Action. And I'm going to explain that a little bit more. And I'm going to take a quick like recap of what we did last time, Angie, and to show Emiliano where we're at with the control panel simultaneously. So I'm going to do that for just a couple minutes, and then I'm going to let Emiliano kind of jump in. But is there anything else, Angie, that you want to say or ask before we do a quick catch up here?
No, I don't think so. I think that's it for now.
Okay, cool. So we're going to take a look at Well, Emiliano, is there anything that you want to share or reply to regarding what Angie said or anything I said? You want to introduce yourself? We haven't even done
introduce
that.
myself. I guess that's the first step. So hey Angie, my name is Emiliano Espinosa. I'm originally from Mexico. I moved to the US about 8 years ago. So I have both cultures. I speak Spanish and English. And I've been working on the currently what I do is I work on helping businesses that are in the agriculture field scale their operations. So anything from like a food manufacturing or a beverage manufacturing business, I support them in scaling it. And that means like understanding the demand side of things, understanding the cost of things, understanding if there is enough, if they have the infrastructure required to be able to scale. So I run an accelerator program basically for that. And so it's very exciting to be able to work with other kinds of businesses. On the side, I also manage the finances, like financial of a school in Mexico my mom is building. So I have that experience as well of like putting the financial cash flow statements and projections and understanding that side of things. And so, all of that experience combined, I also took some a certification through Mind Valley on consulting and coaching. So I'm utilizing a lot of those concepts in here. And so yeah, I'm excited to be able to share ideas and support you in your vision. And I'm excited to work with Jared too. I know he's got amazing ideas of what's possible with his product. Yes. And I can't wait to see it in action.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Thank you, Emiliano, for saying that. I appreciate that. And thank you, Angie, as well. I'm blessed. I'm grateful. This is a wonderful experience we're having together. I forgot to, maybe I didn't think of it, that you guys are both from Mexico. You have that Mexico connection.
That's right. Yeah, I'm Mexican too, Emiliano.
¿De dónde eres, Ángela?
Yo soy del DF.
Yo igual.
¿Sí? Somos chilangos.
Sí.
It's so great. I just have to tell you guys briefly. I can't spend much time on it now. I'd love to, but I had a remembrance of the eagle meeting the condor prophecy like a couple weeks ago, and since that came to me, I've been having all of these like connections with all of my my friends from South America, but also from Mexico, obviously.
Central America. Mm-hmm.
Central America.
We're in the middle.
Yeah. Central America, South, but I've been connecting with my Colombian friends, and it's just like a bunch of people are coming to me all of a sudden. It's amazing. So it's
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's really, really great. So let me. The thing also, just to let you know, Angie, this is actually the first time Emiliano is going to see the control panel in action. So I'm going to show him how the control panel works very quickly, but I'm also going to create that distinction that got a little confusing last time, Angie, the difference between the story making machine and the reality generating machines and the reality control panel. Because I'm pretty sure Emiliano is going to get it. He's got a very technical mind. So he's going to get it. I'm going to share it all. And then if there's still any questions after that, he'll help you with it. But also, I think that you'll get it. I think I'll explain it a little bit better this time. So let me start sharing my screen. And so here's where, and Emiliano's seen this, and you've seen this, Angie, last time. I'm going to go to my profile, and on my profile is where I'm going to, go to my content. Now, this is where I can create any content. So the way I create content, just to expand it on, we have your tantric ministry here still, Angie. I'm going to move that over to your, we're going to create a new organization for you. I'm going to explain that in a little bit. I really want to get through this. I want to get through this as quick as I can because I want to get to other things. But this is where, you know, when we built out your ministry page, we created the page and then called Tantric Ministry Seeking Supporters. And then we made a section for the accountants and said what we're looking for, and a section for the introduction. And just to remind you what that all looked like, we'll go to it again. So now, you know, we're in the story making machine right now. So we're editing this page that we created together, remember? And then I created a bit after our meeting, but here's, you know, what it ended up looking like is the page within the story making machine. So we have all the sections here. All the bold are the sections of the page. And then underneath it, you have links to the different concepts. When you click on any of these links over here, it jumps you down to that section of the page. So it makes it super easy to just go right exactly where you want on the page. Like, let's say we're going to go to the accountant. The accountant, we also set up where we were seeking a specific supporter, right? So here's a section with a concept that does not have a certain supporter that's being sought. But here you can see where it says seeking accountant, and here it says seeking organizational expert. So you see the difference there, Angie, in the way that the page is structured. And if I go down to actually show you, let's click on accountant, and it's going to zip us down to the accountant section. So here is the accountant concept, what we're looking for, along with the video. And on this one, it has what we're seeking. So this is where we go in, and I'll go into the support admin so you can see how we administer this. But we created, these are the bullets of what we're seeking. We didn't put what you're offering yet, or what you're offering for referrals. But if you click on support admin, this is what allows us to put in that information. So we're looking for an accountant. Here's the video link. Here's what we're seeking in that accountant. Here's what we're offering. And here's what we're offering for referrals. So you remember, Angie, this is our process of basically getting this information into the system so that when we save it, then we can send someone a link to this page. Let's go ahead and preview it again. When we click on preview, it goes to that page, and then it jumps us right down to that section on the page. So just wait a moment and let it scroll, and it'll scroll down to that section. And so now that we're here, this is where you put in seeking accountant, offering this. Here's where an accountant that's showing up can get in touch, right? So they click on this and they're sending you a message, and this is how you're starting a negotiation with people that are responding to your offer, okay? Do you remember this? We've talked about this before, I think, right?
Yeah, we did.
It's been a while.
So basically, I'm gonna go to support admin.
You're going to go to support admin to add the support that you're looking for, but we still also need to get Emiliano up on how you're using the system, because you're not always using it for support at this point. But I want to make sure that Emiliano is helping you as much as possible in that realm as well, because that's how you're going to be able to accomplish all that you want to accomplish. You want to accomplish so much that Emiliano is going to be identifying supporters that you're going to need to keep overcoming whatever you need to overcome to keep moving forward, right? So this is one of the ways you'll keep using the system, in addition to how you're going to use it with your book, and in addition to how you're going to use it with your responsibilities and your roles. And we're going to show those to Emiliano in just a couple minutes, okay?
Yeah.
So, and you're following that you're going to use the system in this way too, right?
Absolutely. I still need to use the system in this way.
Exactly. And so here's also where somebody that can refer somebody can send you a message. Hey, Angie, I know a person. Let's connect and have a negotiation. I'd like 10% if you do business with them. You say, that's great. Let's do it. You make an agreement. They send you the referral. You do the business. You send them the 10%, and you guys are golden, right? So at this moment, at this very moment, all of that transactional stuff is happening independent of the system. So right now, you know, the system's connecting you to, And from there on, you're doing some kind of manual negotiation and some kind of agreement about how you're going to exchange the 10% when they give you the referral. That's all like on you at the moment, right? To manage all of that. But we're going to build that functionality into the system as quickly as we can. As quickly as we can, there will be all these standardized contracts that are like real legal contracts that, you know, big law firms have put out there for you to use with all these different people, and they have all the things covered so that you're having real contractual agreements with everybody. And there will be like a contract system, like a DocuSign system that allows you guys to have electronic contracts between each other. And then also there'll be whatever the commission exchange is going to happen all automatically within the system as well, right? So all of that is going to be automated in time. But for now, this is where the system brings you, and then you get to do the rest of it, you know, and we'll keep supporting as quickly as we can organizationally. But you get how this brings you up to the door, and then you just have to do negotiation and create the agreement, and then, you know, pay a commission or what have you, right? And soon, very, very soon, we're going to at least have those tabulations within the system so that you can see all of the people that you have agreements with, and you can see when an agreement gets created with somebody that they refer, and then you can go ahead and even if you just have to pay them a commission on PayPal or whatever, at least you'll be able to see it in the system, right? And the system will be keeping track of it. But again, as soon as possible, we're going to have it all automated within the system. Okay?
Okay.
Makes sense? So I just want to be clear about all of that as we're showing the system and as you're using the system and as Emiliano is supporting you in that way. So any questions from either of you or comments about any of that?
No.
Okay, good. So the other part I'm going to show you is what the control panel does to automatically build these pages. So when we built this page, when I built this page for you, Angie, I had to go in and build it theme. I had to start with the theme and then add the page. Remember when we did this a couple of meetings ago, Angie? Add the page and then add the section and then add the concept, right? So I built all this page from scratch doing that. But now with the control panel, what we get to do is we get to have the control panel build the pages for us for any reality generating machines that we're creating. Okay, so again, this is where Emiliano is going to help you create certain reality generating machines that are going to use all the tools that we just showed. And then also in a minute, like we said, we're going to show Emiliano how you're using the reality generating machine structure, the control panel structure in these different kinds of ways. Okay.
Okay.
So here, Emiliano, is how the control panel works. We're just going to do it really quickly. So we just click, right now it's empty. I don't have any machines here. So I'm going to manage my intentions. So when I click on manage my intentions, then I'm able, and Angie, I know I showed you this, but I'll let you watch it again because I think this will help really embed it. So we click on manage intentions, then we insert a new intention. As I'm thinking about it, you've done this a lot, Angie. So I'm going to use the example, sell products or services like we used in the animation. I'm going to use the same example so it's straightforward. So here, as you add your intention, you can add a description, and you will at some point add a description for that. And then you can choose to keep it private if you want, or make it a public. You can add your YouTube link, and then you can add an image as well, okay? So this is set up very much like a concept. It uses the same structure as the concept. So it's really, you know, everybody knows how to do it after a while. So now that I've added that intention, when I click on that intention, whoa, and before, as you've seen before, I always make these really simple navigations, right? You can either edit this, you can delete it, or you can add a new intention before or afterwards, right? So you always have that option as you're managing intentions. This is where you'll add intentions or edit or delete it. But you can also go into it. You can go into the intention by clicking on the intention. And then when you click on it, now you're inserting new supporters. So again, just quick example, we're looking for a videographer. And again, we can add the description, the YouTube link, the image, and we save. And now we'll add, oh, please ignore the 35. I was doing some debugging. I forgot to take that out. Videographer, video editor. We'll just leave it at that. We'll forget about the website guy until later. So these, now we've got 2 supporters that we've added to this intention, and we could keep adding supporters if we needed to. Any questions from either of you about this, about what I've done so far?
No.
And then again, very simple navigation, edit or delete. Once you have a bunch of supporters, you can move them up and down or move them a certain number of positions up and down so you can prioritize and show which are your top priorities, okay? And then now we can preview the content. I'm not gonna go there yet. The first thing I'm gonna do is show you the reality control panel. So now what we've done is we've added the first machine. This is our reality generating machine entitled Sell Products or Services, and it's got 2 supporters. And then we're about to put in the buttons to allow you to add time, finances, or relationships in order to impact any particular supporter. And I'm going to show you guys that as well. Let me keep going because there's so much I want to show you in such a short time. But anyway, this is now you're seeing it for the first time, Emiliano. So this is what it looks like. You'll have machine next to machine next to machine. There's up to 3 per row, and then you'll go down to the next row and you'll have another 3 machines. So you'll see all of your reality generating machines on your control panel, and also you can reorder them. So you reorder the machines, you reorder the supporters, and then you use these buttons, and I'm about to make them live. So I'm going to show you what I'm working with these buttons so you guys both understand how to use them, because that's what gives the power to the control panel at the moment. And that's why, Angie, I was sharing with you, I like that you're using it in these different ways for these different purposes, but the power of this invention is in these buttons, in the fact that you can look across all of the realities you want to create, and you can adjust time over here, and you can adjust money over here, and you can adjust relationships over here to create your reality, right? You can see which of my realities are not moving right now. Oh, it's this supporter I need over here. What do I need to do to get a supporter there? Do I need to add more time? Do I need to add more money? Do I need to make it more incentivized?
It's like a video game.
It is. I actually been thinking of that. And that's the amazing thing, is that kids, you know, young people are going to pick up on this. They're going to rule the world with this machine. You know, people are going to be literally creating reality by clicking buttons like that. And it's going to be crazy, you know. And that's what's so extraordinary about this, the way we're about to blow up reality by gamifying reality, and all the, you know, so much attention that's going into games and social media and all of that is going to go into this, because it's going to feed people's need for all of that. And they're going to be creating reality at the same time. What better game could you have than creating reality, right?
Right.
Amazing.
It is extraordinary. It blows me away. So getting back to it, let me quickly take a drink. So much to share, so little time. Let me keep going. So this is where you're going to have the controls. I'm going to just show you very, very quickly what the controls, what those pages are going to look like, because now is the time to show you, since I'm showing it to you here. Okay. So let me find what I'm going to show you. Okay. Okay, so here is, here's time. So the time page, and I actually started building the time page, but I don't need to go to it now. So on the time page, it's going to have like these top 6 ways that you can use time to create an agreement with that supporter. Because remember, that's your objective, right? This is pressing the time button next to a specific supporter. So what you're looking for is, how can I use time in order to get this agreement with the supporter? Make sense?
Can you repeat that one more time?
Yeah, let me go back and show you. So I'm looking for a videographer, right? Mm-hmm. So what I want to know is, how can I add time, my time? How can I devote any of my time? If I have 2 hours, how can I get 2 hours closer to getting a videographer?
Okay.
Right? And I have $200. How can I invest $200 towards getting a videographer?
Okay.
And I have these different relationships. How can I use my relationships to help me get a videographer, right? And the first thing, so when you click on time, then the page is going to look like this. These are different sections on the page. So the first thing you can do is you can add content to your goal page. And that's actually a 10-step process. And I'm going to share that with you in a moment. And that's where you're basically building out the page that is the story for the machine, right? And specifically for that supporter. Because if all you've done, like I've done, let me show you the page now really quickly. So you see what it looks like in the control panel. Now let me show you how it ended up looking as a page. So this is where first, oh, I've got to put the page link on here, but I'm going to go back into it so you can see it. So as I go into it, it's automatically, by building this reality generating machine, the reality generating control panel is smart enough to know how to use the story making machine to start building your page for you. Does that make sense? That's how
I lost you for a second.
Yeah, that's how smart this system is that now that you've started building out your control panel with a reality generating machine, that the system was smart enough to start building a page in the story making machine to let you share this machine and what you're looking for supporters to other people. So,
but we didn't see the page, did we?
No, we haven't seen it yet. I'm about to show it to you.
Okay.
But I'm giving you the preview so you understand that this page has been started to be built for you. So this is from what we saw. This is what it looks like already. So now we have a page with that. The title is Sell Products or Services. And on this page, we already have two sections, one for videographer and one for video editor. And we have a concept for each of them. And we have a seeking set up for each of them already. So as we go ahead and go down to like seeking videographer, scrolls us down again to the videographer section, the videographer concept, and then also the seeking, offering, and offering for referrals. So it's already built this section. It's built this section with this concept and this seeking. So what it's done is it's created placeholders for us to put all of the information that we want to share with them, right? Like we've defined that we want a videographer, but we haven't yet said anything about, what we need in a videographer or what we're offering to a videographer, right? So basically, I'm actually going to color code it on the control panel. So you can see where you have reds, you can see where you have yellows, you can see where you have greens, because basically right now, even though we've defined this machine, we're selling products or services, we've defined that we want a videographer, we've defined that we want a video editor, like we have nothing to share with people. So even though it's on our control panel and we can see it on our control panel, we would be at big, like -10 with the red is basically what this is going to be. It's going to show a red button and it's going to show -10. So you can see that you have no chance of getting a videographer right now with where you stand with what's on your page. And what you need to do in order to get a videographer is you need to go step by step through this process to build out your page. So again, build out your page is number one, I'm sorry. Add content to your goal page. But then the second thing, create a more inspiring video. Third thing, create a more incentivized offer for supporters. That all happens through this 10-step process. So you're going to create your overview video. You're going to create your overview text. You're going to create your supporter video. You're going to create your supporter text. You get that until you do this, until you even get to step 4, you don't even have anything to show to people about, what you're looking for. You've only defined the title of what you're looking for. You get what I'm saying? So there's no chance for you to manifest what you're looking for until you at least provide some supporter video or text saying what your requirements are and what your offer is. You see what I'm saying? And you can't even bring connectors into the picture until you get to either step 5 or step 6. You get that? And then
that's like all the videos we made in the
what's that?
Ministry. That's like all the videos we made in the Tantric Ministry page that has all the videos.
Exactly. So by doing this, what you're doing is again, the control panel is showing people in color coding, in steps and scoring, like how far away, how many steps you need to go through, because essentially you don't need to get through every single of these 10 steps, but if you do now or close to it, now you have a chance to attract what you want for this reality generating machine, because at least you have an offer out there and you've got, something offered to connectors. And so at least you're in the game at that point, right? At least you have a chance to attract something. So then you're starting to move into the green, right? And then if you're sitting on green for a while and you're not getting anybody showing up, saying I'm interested in your offer, then you need to adjust the control in order to, get something flowing there. You know what I'm saying? And there'll be different kinds of measurements about how many different prospects you need in order to qualify for really being in the green, really getting where you're going. You get what I'm saying? I know you do, Emiliano. Are you getting it too, Angie? This is going to be how this machine is going to show you so clearly. If you're in the green in these different places, you've got a good offer. This type of offer usually gets responses. You've got a good video. You don't need to put your time or your energy over there. You need to figure out where you're red over here or red in the same machine and go ahead and turn a red to green. Now you're getting closer to actually creating your reality generating machine. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you see, Emiliano,
that's really cool, man. Yeah.
Isn't it?
I like
it's total gamification too, isn't it? It totally makes it like a game to create.
It's like playing Age of Empires, but in real life.
What's it called?
Age of Empires. It was a computer game I used to play when I was a kid, but it had so many things you could adjust and do, and so it's similar, just in real time.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. I apologize that I've been taking up so much time, but I know that all of this is really critical to let you guys have the full power of what you have in your hands at this point. And, we'll go ahead and keep figuring out how we're going to keep supporting from here, Angie, but let's go ahead and show Emiliano the other pieces now of the system, how you're using it for your book and how you're using it for your roles and responsibilities. Whichever one you want to show first, why don't you go ahead and pull it up and share your screen?
Sure. I just have one quick question.
Yes.
So in order for me to understand the difference between the reality generating machine and the story making machine, the reality making machine is the one with the tantric ministry, right? With all the supporters and the connectors.
Yeah, thank you for asking for that clarification, because I know, again, that's where we were. I made it a little confusing last time. So the thing to share with you is that you have your story making machine is where you collect all the content for your world, basically. Okay, so you're going to have book content there. You're going to have client content there. You're going to have different visions. So let me pull it back up. Again, you go to your profile. Down at the bottom of your profile is where your story making machine lives, where all the content lives that it creates. So as we scroll down here, it also, what it does is it creates a theme that you can't edit. So this theme is fixed. So when you click on this theme, what it gives you is it gives you all of your story making machine pages. Because again, what the system has done is it's created a page for you. It didn't put it in any of your existing structure of your themes and your pages. It puts any reality generating machine page that you create under your reality generating machines in the table structure here. So this is where you can treat it just like another story making machine page, just like you treat any of these other pages that you have. You can add sections to it. I'll go in through the admin, because it's already got these two sections that we created, but you can insert a new section right in the middle. And then when you add a new supporter, it's going to add a new section automatically down at the bottom. So it's going to, every time you add supporters to this page, it's going to automatically add new sections to your page because it's smart enough to do that. It's going to add all those pieces. But you can also come in and add new sections. Like, I want to talk more about, stuff videographers should know. So I'm going to add a new section here, and I'm going to go into more detail about something. You get what I'm saying? So the system starts these pages for you when you use the control panel and the reality generating machines. You're automatically creating some pages that exist within the reality generating machine. And those pages get altered by the control panel. As you add things to the control panel, it automatically alters those pages that are attached to it. But you can also add it, change it. So it's kind of like your co-editors with the reality generating machines. Does that make sense? Like the reality generating machines can add parts to your pages because you want them to, basically, and you can add parts to your pages. And now you have control over both through your story making machine. So does that make sense?
I think so. I think the more we do it, the more we'll get it.
Yeah. I know Emiliano gets it, so he'll keep guiding you.
If I'm understanding correctly, the story making machine is just where everything lives, but the reality generating machine is where you create the supporters, and then you put them in there, and then that's going to add it to the story making machine, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Thank you for clarifying it that way. Let's go back.
That makes sense.
Okay, good. I'm glad Emiliano could make sense of it.
Reality making machine is this one.
That's why it's good to have multiple communication facilitators.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So yes, as supporters get added here, when you create a machine, it creates a page automatically. And then as you add supporters, then those get automatically added to the page. That page is getting added in your story making machine because the story making machine created that page. But you also get to manage the control panel directly by using these buttons, right? And I'm going to send you later to the finances and relationships pages because I want to give you time, Angie, to show how you're using the system. And I don't know you guys' time. I know we agreed to end at 6:30. I can go a little extra if you guys can. I don't know what your guys' schedules are and what works for you.
I kind of just want to go into the book writing one because actually I need to create the book writing packet for my ghostwriter to send her the information that I need to put in there. So at least I want to know how to use that.
Yeah, perfect. Let's go ahead and let's do that. Let's dive into what you need with that, and share with Emiliano how you're using the system currently to create what you want to create. And this is where Emiliano, last time I was showing Angie, because at first I was thinking, since she's not using the time and the money and the relationships buttons the way that she's using the system, I was thinking that maybe she should just put it in the story making machine without running it through the control panel. But then we realized as we thought it through that by treating chapters like they're supporters, then it creates where she can see her chapters on the control panel, right? And where she can see all her chapters on the control panel, then she could potentially use the buttons for different purposes, right? So the control panel can start to have like a whole different type of usage than the way we've been using it, the way we've talked about it, right? And there's others. She also has, she's going to show, I don't know if she's going to show today, but she's going to manage different people where like each person she's managing has a page and then a new role or responsibility gets added as a section. And so she's going to, add like, as she's creating new tasks in real time, she's going to add a section, and then that person whose page it is going to have it there and have instructions via video or whatever from Angie of what to do. So that's another way she's using the system. So again, we're learning that there's different ways the control panel can be useful. Yeah. All of this can be useful. So go ahead, Angie, and show Emiliano how you're doing it with the book, and have, tell him where you want to go with it and what your needs are coming up so he can start to, you know, provide consulting in that area right away.
Sure. Do I need to pull out the page and share it on the screen?
Yeah, if you're able to.
Okay, yeah. Okay, let me do that. All right, so I'm going to the control panel, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So
yeah.
Let me go ahead and share.
And what I'm going to do as well, we're not going to take time with it today, but I'm going to get Emiliano on it offline, and then he'll get you on it next time, Angie. Is what we're going to do to create separate control panels, because Emiliano, the conversation I was having with Angie, actually, Angie, can you stop sharing for just a moment while I mention this one thing, and then we'll come back to, I apologize for interrupting, but I just want to share this detail with Emiliano, that last time we realized that as Angie's using the system for these different things for her book and for the things she's looking to create and these roles, that it's making her control panel muddled with all kinds of different stuff, right? So she's going to have a different control panel for each way she's using the system. And the way that I've realized how to do that, Angie, I didn't tell you, but I figured out that you're going to have a different organization. And I have most of the organization programming already built in. I just have to tweak it out a little bit. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to go into your admin. I'm going to do this for you, or Emiliano's going to do this for you, but you're going to have your, you're going to go into your admin and you're going to add your tantric ministry organization. And then you're going to be logged in as the tantric ministry, kind of like you do on Facebook, you know, where you can change who you're logged in as or who you're posting as. Yeah. So then you'll be logged in or as the tantric ministry, and then you'll be changing that control panel. And then you'll change who you're logged in to your book. And then you'll do everything through your book's admin, and it'll stay separate because it's attached to a different organization. Each organization has their own usage of the control panel. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay. So it's like having different profiles?
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. And so and the system gives you the ability to add a new profile at any time. So you have that flexibility that you can add a new profile, you can start using the system with new content, new information, keep it all organized.
Okay. Will that work also for the team management, like for managing all the different teams?
Exactly.
So that's called team management?
Exactly.
Okay.
That's a good solution, isn't it?
Yeah.
I came up with that within the last couple of days. Yeah.
Wait, what is that solution?
The organization solution. You see, just again, I apologize.
No, I understand creating different organizations. That's good.
Yeah, I already have it here, and this is where, but I broke the admin, but I'll just show you quickly just because we're talking about it. So when you go to edit your profile, I need to switch to Jared. When you're logged in as yourself, so now I'm going back to Jared, I'm logging in as Jared, I'm going to Jared's profile. When I go to edit my profile, then I have manage organizations. And when I go to manage organizations, then I have the ones that I already manage here, and then I can switch to them, and I can go ahead and add a new organization as well. Okay. So we might even change this to profiles, but this is how you do it. I just need to fix this button here, and then you guys are going to be good to go. So that's how you're going to manage all of these different usages of the system. You're going to have a different profile for each one. A different profile for each thing. Okay. Yeah, isn't that awesome that we have that already? That's so cool.
Yeah, that's amazing. Because they're different organizations.
Yeah. So please share your book now again, Angie. Sorry for interrupting.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
Let Emiliano
see. Go ahead and use this here. Share. Okay. So so this is the book one. So what you're saying is that now this book, I have to make a different profile, and I need to change. Instead of putting information in here, I'm gonna make it in the new profile.
That's why I'm gonna have to do it. So what you should do is you should make a list for me. So make a list of the new profiles that you want to have, and then which one should be in. Actually, we can just get it right now. Do you mind typing this, Emiliano? So for your book, what do you want to call the profile?
That one is called Love in the New Earth.
Can you
Love
say it
in
again?
the New Earth?
Yeah, Love in the New Earth.
Love in the New Earth. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
And then for your financial organization, is that a role?
This is more of a role. This was for the tantric ministry.
I'm sorry, for the what?
It was for the tantric ministry, financial organization.
Okay.
Actually, I mean, I need financial organization for my different organizations. So I think that will be that could be in any of my organizations, actually.
So, and that, let me just ask quickly. So
yeah.
is this one specific enough for your tantric ministry that it should be moved to the tantric ministry profile?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And then, like you're saying, and this is where, again, as the system gets more sophisticated, you'll be able to duplicate pages. You'll be able to have templates, so you can have your financial template, and that gets added. And that's where, again, over time, all of these structures of all the supporters that we're looking for and all of that all becomes like templates, right? And we're not having to figure it out. We're just looking up like what's best practices, like what are other people doing to bring this in, you know, like, right? So soon you'll at least have the ability to duplicate or create templates or what have you with these. For now, if you want me to duplicate it, I can, because this is where I'm gonna have to do a bunch of things manually in the database to get everything where it needs to go. So if you did want it in multiple profiles, this page in multiple profiles, I could potentially do that. Do you want that?
Because for example, we're gonna set up the Eco Rainbow Goddesses. That one is where I'm gonna set up this essential mind body essential video editing.
Okay.
And I need to have a financial organization just for that, for our product line. So I'm gonna need financial organization for the Eco Rainbow Goddesses. I'm gonna need financial organization for the Tantric Ministry. I'm gonna need financial organization for my book sales, right? So it's like, that's like all across the board.
Okay, great. So is the page in its current format the way that you want to copy it to all of the other formats, or do you want to change it to make it more universal before it gets copied everywhere?
I think for now, financial organization makes sense. Maybe, bookkeeper, accountant, financial organization.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
Perfect. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to copy it over. Emiliano, are you able to take notes on this to get where they need to go? And okay, great. Thanks.
Yeah, maybe what doesn't apply to all of them is like gather big statements. That doesn't apply to all of them.
You know what? Let's, for the moment, just so we don't get bogged down in the details, let's figure out all the profiles that you need right now, first of all, and then we'll see which one should get the financial organization. So I heard so far Love in the New Earth, and I heard the Eco Rainbow Goddesses, and what are the other profiles? We've got your roles and responsibilities. What are you calling?
That's like team management.
Team management, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So and team management, then we have the, what else? I already gave you 4.
Yeah, right? I wasn't typing, so I was, did you get them all, Emiliano?
I got Love in the New Earth, and then I didn't get the rest because I was confused at what was happening.
Okay, so I have another one. The Thai Tantra Yoga app.
Yoga app?
Yeah, that's gonna be specifically for an app that we're gonna be populating with content.
Okay. So I have Love in the New Earth, Thai Tantra Yoga app, team management, and what was the other one?
The Eco Rainbow Goddesses product. Well, not just Eco Rainbow Goddesses. I all know it's a product. But yeah, Eco Rainbow Goddesses. And then we have the team management. in the tantric ministry.
Tantric ministry. Okay. So those are the 5 different profiles.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll send it to you. Do you want me to send it on WhatsApp or on?
I got it. I typed it out. So thank you.
And maybe so, we could make one that's just Angie Rainbow G. Maybe that's where I put down my notes. Is that possible?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing for you to keep in mind is that you have your personal one, okay? But you do, if there's things that you want to have as like a public profile, kind of like on Facebook too, where you have a public page, you know, where you're being, yourself is the brand, right? So that's what you want to do here as well. You want to do stuff on your personal, but if you're also like out there as Angie, you want to have like a separate from your personal, right? That's
because
like
you say that you have that. I remember that when we first did this United for Action, there was the page where there was like a picture and there was like a blurb about like who we are and all that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's still there or if that's something else.
That page is there. So what we should do, let me put that page in the chat here so you guys have it. Let me, it's not in the story making machine. It's something I built custom, but I'm going to start sharing for a moment so I can share it with you guys. Because I want to get the link. Now I'm thinking about it. I had it open, but I may actually have to look that up and send it to you. Let's see if it shows it to me. Oops. Do that. All right, I'm gonna have to look it up. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, that's okay.
Go ahead.
That's okay. I was wondering if that's a profile or is that just a presentation page?
That page is now I'm not using that structure in the system at the moment. Okay. There may be a way it's going to come back, but your profile now is the profile page, you know, that looks like, well, it looks like this.
Right, it's the one that I just posted my picture the other day.
Yeah, so now you can, and this is the thing for your personal at the moment, your personal only gives you can share your personal stuff. You don't have to, but you can share it if you want people to have it. But when you manage yourself as an organization, it gives you more flexibility and it gives you more business-like stuff, right? Where you can post like a video about yourself and your contact information. And so that's where, again, you want to have a, you know, Angie Rainbow G
profile. Right.
Yeah, business profile for yourself, exactly.
Yeah, and then, so then now I want to do that.
Yeah. So we'll put that on the list too. And are there parts of what you're looking to do with the book that you want to share with Emiliano specifically now so that he can, you know, you guys can be communicating about ways he can support you potentially between now and the next session?
Well, let's see. I am going to be connecting to this ghostwriter. And I have to send her all my different notes. Basically, I have notes of what I want to write about, but they're not in the sequence at the moment of like chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. I don't have that yet. I have all of like the essence of the message of the book, but it's not like in order. So that's what I need to work on. I need to like give it order. And I'm also watching this course, which is about writing a punchy book and how to like organize it and market it, but I actually need help going through all that material. So that's something that I'm going to ask her to do is to help me go through the course and then work with her in tandem. But I need a medium to like communicate with her and organize all the information. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and so the way that I heard what you just said, Angie, that was really great the way you explained it, is that she's using the system in one way with her ghostwriter to manage her as part of the team, right? So she's having this communication means, and it's great that you said it that way, Angie, because I'm thinking about how to add more of a communication focus with the system, carry on conversations and discussions and all that. I've always wanted to add that. It's it's an eager function. It's just not in the system yet, right? But so using the system with its current capabilities, like you are, to be able to provide a communication back and forth, because they're both going to be admins of the page, Emiliano. So Angie's going to be able to post things to the page, and then her ghostwriter is going to be able to post things to the page. So this is the way that she's having like an ongoing communication and archive of the whole conversation back and forth, right? And part of what Angie and I talked about is the importance of having all of that documented there, because, you know, let's just say worst case scenario, her ghostwriter is out of commission, you know, for some reason. And, you know, if her whole, you know, content, all the conversation, all that were just in her ghostwriter's head, then she would have nothing to show for all of the work that she did, right? The system documents all of the work, all the conversations, all of the, I need this, here's this. So there's one aspect of just archiving the whole, you know, communication and interaction that's valuable, right? But then also they're simultaneously using another profile, the actual book itself, to be organizing the content within that profile structure of organizing the chapters and putting content on pages and moving it around on pages and adding sections and changing, and you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And also, as Angie is just like recording video of herself to build her book, or recording video of a meeting with somebody or whatever it is, now she's got a place for that to live on that page, on that chapter page in the story making machine, right? And now she can refer to that page to her ghostwriter in the profile where they're having the conversation on the team management side. That makes sense?
Okay. Yeah.
And that makes sense to you, Angie, too? So you and your ghostwriter are going to be working with at least two profiles simultaneously, right? Both the team management profile, where you're going to be communicating about everything, and the Love in the New Earth profile, where you're actually going to be doing the organizing of the things that you're talking about. Make sense?
Oh, okay. So with my ghostwriter, I'm going to communicate with the 2 pages?
The 2 profiles. You're going to communicate with your ghostwriter in the team management profile, because that's where you're managing your communication with her. And the things that you guys are going to be talking about is you're going to be talking about, this content needs to go here, and I need this kind of thing, and I just created a new video that should be a part of this chapter. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so what you're going to do, that, let's say that you shoot a video that is the content for a specific chapter, you're going to take that content and you're going to add it to your Love in the New Earth profile chapter. You're going to put the video on the page where it should appear in the book. That makes sense?
Okay.
And then as you put the content there, you're going to take the link of the content you just added, and you're going to send that link in, you're going to post that link on the page in your team management profile where you're communicating with your ghostwriter. And you're going to say, hey, I just want you to take a look at this new video that I just added to our chapter. Here's the link.
Oh, okay. So basically the team management is like the overall vision, and then in the Love in the New Earth is more specific to the organization of the chapters.
Yeah, the Love in the New Earth profile is just content for your book getting organized.
Oh, it's just the content. It's not like the managerial things. Okay.
Exactly, because those managerial things are going to be happening in the other profile, because the other profile is set up for team management.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so when I go on the team management page, there's going to be different team members, right? Like I might have a financial organizer and a videographer and an editor.
You're gonna have a different page for each one of them. So you're gonna have.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have a different page for each one of them.
Yes, because each one of those is going to be its own story making machine within the profile for a team manager. So you're going to log in as team. You're going to log in as team manager. You're going to add a new machine for this particular.
A new intention.
New intention, exactly, for this particular person in the team.
So I need to have team management book profile, team management video editing, or team management, whatever the
an intention
the team member is. Okay.
Yes, whatever the team member is, exactly. Yeah, and that's where Emiliano, at some point we're going to actually have it be labeled. So this is where you can set up your own profile, and then you can label, instead of intention, I want it to say team member or team role. And instead of supporter, I want it to say role or responsibility.
Okay.
So that type of customization is coming as well. Okay. So that's where it, to make it make more sense for the way the system is being used.
Okay.
Right.
Perfect.
So I think now, Angie, what I want to do is I want to get your permission for me and Emiliano to be admins in all of your profiles and all of your pages, so that we can see everything that you're creating and potentially, make edits and that sort of thing, so that, we can support you with, moving things around and getting in the right place and all of that. So
absolutely.
Okay, good. So I'm going to work then on setting up all the different profiles. I'm going to make Emiliano and I admins of those different profiles. Then you're going to go ahead and you're going to, with your ghostwriter and other people, you're going to make them admins of the specific profiles that they should be as well. And then you're going to be using it to make updates. And I'll have to send us notifications some way. I'll have to create like a notification system. So Emiliano, you'll be able to see when somebody makes updates, either Angie or her ghostwriter, so that you can check in, to provide support if necessary in order to use the system best, and put things where they need to be, and just kind of look over their shoulder, right, with how they're using the system, and making sure that, you might see them using the system certain ways that, hey, this would be a good way to modify the system, or this would be a new functionality we could add, because that's essentially what's been happening, right? Angie's been writing like new ways to use the system, and so we're working on catching up, and that's the way it's always going to be, right? It's always going to be user demand driven development, right? So as we have our first, power user, and Angie, she's finding new ways to use the system.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, that's exciting. It's going to give you a more diverse power to direct this to people.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. I'm glad you're both seeing it, and I'm excited to get all this to where you guys can be using it. And then I think, as we're all connecting and all plugged in and all seeing the pages and using it together, then I think, and Emiliano and I will talk about, again, additional ways to support, like with a 3-month plan, or with integrating different things, or like I want to integrate the book with products, or, different things that you want to do that are specific types of like sub projects or side, it's going to be like a breaking down of your world into a bunch of different projects, and which ones do you want to focus on? And then, of what you want to focus on, again, where is Uniting for Action potentially, providing support in some way to help you get a result, right? And so that's where it's going to be Emiliano looking at that. I'll be at least watching you guys next meeting, so I can see if there's any other thoughts I have to add. But I think that's going to pretty much set us up now for how we go forward from here. Any other
perfect.
Yeah, any other questions or comments or anything you want to add, Angie, about
I guess just like starting to organize this, because I know right now we have a lot of things that are kind of like in a mix mash. So like these mind body video editing doesn't go here. So I guess that's part of what we're working on, right? To like put things
Yeah, so we're gonna set up, I think I'm gonna have to work on that tonight because it seems like we need to have all of your profiles set up and all your stuff and all your profiles so that you guys can go forward. It sounds like really it's up to you, Angie, but it sounds like once all the profiles are set up and everything is in the organized place that you want it to be in, we're kind of like, we're all looking at the same thing and it's all the real thing right there. Then it sounds like that's when you're ready for your next meeting with Emiliano to, you know, go even further with what needs you have and whatever you want to share with him, right? This is where he's going to be giving you options for where you go from here. You know, how can you use the system? What other types of suggestions does he have from all of his business experience based on what you need to get done, right? So
yeah. I think maybe, oh, I'm sorry, Emiliano. I was just gonna say something. Maybe I should also learn how to set up the profile and how to add an admin.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
What I'll do once I set it up is I will make a short video tutorial where I'll just do it because it'll take like 30 seconds. So
okay, perfect.
I'll just send a quick video that shows you. I'll send it to you both. It shows you how to do it, and then you'll have have the ability to do it yourself.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, awesome. So I'm going to take.
And Emiliano was going to say something, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I recently heard about this this platform that I think would be helpful either for either one of you. It's called Searchy. Searchy. I'm gonna share my screen. So basically this platform helps you can search for keywords in the videos and it will basically take you to where, I mean, it's kind of like what YouTube does. You can find it, but this helps you to you can put your courses in here as well. And I thought it was interesting to take a look at for both of you.
Yeah, that's great. What's the website?
Searchy.io.
SEARCHEE.io.
IE. Search CHIE.io.
Create, manage, and sell your content all in one place.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thanks for mentioning it.
Very cool.
Yeah. So you can type a keyword in the Searchy app, and then it will take you directly to that place in the video.
That's great. So are they hosting the videos themselves? Is that what they're doing?
Yeah.
So that sounds like we may want to work with them as a strategic partner because that's using the type of things that we want to be able to incorporate into the system. So that's great.
Yeah. Let me show you what it looks like in real action. I'll share my screen and show you. So let me share screen. Okay.
Hello, friends. This is Shirzad.
You can click on here.
You again. I missed you last week.
And look up something. So I don't know. Let's just say you talked about you said something in the video about daughter. So you just go like this, daughter. And it takes you to all the places that you said daughter.
I want to bring
it takes you right to that place. So you can literally find your ideas in an instant when you speak them. Because you said that, Angie, you said that you want to organize your ideas and find it anytime. So at least you can find them in your videos. I don't know about when you write them in your notepad. It might be a little challenging, but in your videos, you can find them right away.
Okay.
You can look it up right here.
Organization, content organization.
Yeah. So anyways, that's what I want to show you. Like You say abandon and it just takes you to that.
I had brought
The
in
two,
my own
the two times that he says abandon in the video,
really
right?
Old.
Yeah, it's great. That's definitely, we definitely want to have that kind of intelligence in, you know, the systems to be able to take all of that, and that's where it's going to like self-organize onto these pages, right? Once we have the AI versions of that working. So that's really awesome. That's so cool. And yeah, I think also I can see where I forgot that that's one of the things that you guys want to connect about is how to support you with organizing your notepad, Angie. So now I got that on the list. I'm sure Emiliano does, to figure out what's going to be the best way of either organizing that in some way that you're entering it online, or whether you're using an online interface that, you know, makes your notepad obsolete, essentially. It was, to be honest with you, I used to use spiral notepads for many, many years. I have boxes filled with my daily spiral notepad that have my to-do list, all my notes. My whole life was in spiral notepads for years and years and years and years. And it took a while for me to be able to wean myself off of it into, you know, using a web interface or some, you know, computer technology. And then, even then, I still had a handheld, you know, notepad that I carried in my pocket. And even though I had a phone that I could type into, it was still a while that I was still using the paper notepads. I felt like writing it out was, you know, a better way for
more tangible.
A better way for me to capture things. My creativity came out better, like by writing, I felt, for a while. So it took me a while for me to wean myself off of that and just go full time into the phone as my only interface. So this might be a time of evolution for you from your notepad to
and they're all tasks that either I need to outsource or I need to just have a better way to organize that information where I could find it quicker when I need it, rather than like, oh, I know I have this note somewhere, you know, and I know like I could use little dividers or things like that. I've been thinking about that, but I just think that there's even a more evolved way of doing it. So
yeah, totally. And plus there are some apps out there I've seen, I don't think we want to go too deep into it now, but I've seen you can even like scan pages that do some of the things that Emiliano was just talking about, right? That does like I don't know how easy it is to read your pages, but if they're readable by the machine, then they're searchable too, right? Where it can just index all of the words on all of your pages, and then you can do a search to find, you know, whatever page you wrote it on. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
So that might be an option.
You have to purchase a photocopy machine that just passes them on like.
You could potentially,
I'll have to look into that solution.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where, again, it's great. At this point, you know, it's you looking it up, it's Emiliano looking at it. As we do this more and more, all of these things will be there for you, all of the list of all of the best practices, because someone will have looked it up already and you won't have to look it up, right? So again, just to kind of let you guys keep looking into the future so we can keep taking us there. But I think we've covered those parts. Are there any other parts, Angie, that you want to share or set up with Emiliano for any kind of homework for him or I to work on, or things to think about, or other aspects that are higher priorities for you right now for us to be keeping in mind and putting on the list?
No, I think that's it. I need to start like sending instructions to my ghostwriter. Like that's the top of my mind, and I need to keep sending editing notes to a video editor.
Can you show Emiliano the notes that you put in the system already? Because I was really impressed with what you put in there, and I want him to see how you're using.
For example, I went ahead and I did this. I don't think I was able to make use of this because.
Can you share it?
Yeah, when I shared this with my video person, I shared this here. Oh, let me share it. Hold on. Huh? Yeah. That's what you're talking about. Here we go. So here I am on the Mind Body Essential Video Editing. This is a product line. It's an herbal and like superfood product line. And so I made a booklet of recipes for how to use the products. So basically, here are all the different recipe names. And then this is a video. Each one of this is a video. So I made notes on how to edit this particular video. I said, you know, add this text. I said, cut here, cut this minute, insert here. So I kind of just did that all across the board. Add this website, add this social media symbols. Yeah, so I basically did that with each recipe.
Which is awesome. That's so
but then I wasn't able to share it. I wasn't able to share with her because when I shared it with her, like this link here, it was like some sort of error. So it's not this link. It's not this link here. Remember what I shared with you is that it's the preview content link. So when you you told me that after she had already I just sent her document and she edited it. And
okay, well,
but I want to remember for next time.
Yeah, because if so go back up,
save this.
Yeah, when you click on preview content, it's the content. You see the preview content button on the right? That's the shareable page for the rest of the world, okay? Because if she's not an admin, then she's supposed to get an error when she's trying to log in to your admin. Do you get that?
Okay.
You don't want anybody to be able to come along and just type in all of those numbers and letters and be able to start editing your page, right?
Yeah.
So she's supposed to, until when she's set up as an admin herself, then she'll be able to go into the admin and work with the admin, right? But if she's not an admin, then this is the page to share because this is how you're previewing the story making machine page, right?
Oh, okay.
And then you take this link, go ahead and copy this link and put it in the chat. And let's let Emiliano click on this link and show us his screen. And you'll see that he should be able to go ahead and see the same thing that you're seeing because this is the public version, the story making, the page that actually is facing the public, not the admin part of the page. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, I get it. And then one thing that I just want to check in if the bugs are fixed, because when I was actually making this page, when I was working on it, on this one, you know, I would insert the new supporter, and then I would go in and I would populate it with content, but then it happened to me twice where I would save it, and then it wouldn't save my new edits. So then I was like, oh my God, I've already tried twice. I have to just make a document. So that I don't lose the information.
Can you replicate it now? Can we see if it's an issue? You said you clicked on new supporter.
I clicked on, that's how you make another one of this, right? Like,
yeah.
This.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So then I would be here and I wrote all this with the minutes and all of that. And then I tried saving it. I think you fixed it after, but I would try saving it and then it would be like, error something.
Okay, so let's.
And then it wouldn't save.
Okay, got it. So let's test it. So let's save here. So you just hit save. So it edited fine. So it's not a problem with the editing. So let's try adding it. So go ahead and insert new supporter. And let's just give it a title and give it a quick description. And let's see if it saves properly. Okay, good. So it did save it properly. It actually changed the order, and that's kind of a weird quirk of this because you're not well, I won't get into the details, but at least it saved it without throwing the error. So,
yeah. That was like I think it was like the first time that I did it.
Okay, if there's any errors that are still happening, I definitely want to know about it. So is there anything else that you remember getting an error with, or a problem that we want to test?
No, just that I remember.
Okay.
Just that.
If you let me know, when you get an error, I will do my very best to fix it within 24 hours at least. Is that a reasonable expectation for any errors that you get?
Yeah, that's fine. And I'm just gonna delete this. So confirm delete, right? Yeah. Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's fine. I was just, checking in if that's something that's already solved, just because I don't want to have to do things twice, and maybe I should always just do a document. And so like that, I have my information backed up so I don't lose information.
Yeah, were you typing directly into there and lost everything you typed?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my goodness.
But then I figured, no, I have to like just put everything on a document and then copy.
Wow, I'm really sorry that happened to you. I've had that be frustrating for me when that's happened. I think the safe way, like you said, first of all, normally, and it's not going to happen all the time, and maybe you tried it, but normally if you just hit the back from there when you're getting an error, you'll go back to the form page and you'll have all of the content right there. And so you can copy it out of there and paste it onto a document so you didn't lose it.
Okay.
Yeah. Normally that'll be the case, like if you're getting an error like that. And I think it is probably prudent. I do this even for like text messages and WhatsApp messages, is I type into Notepad first, and then I just copy it from there and paste it into whatever app I'm using, because I've been burned by that enough that I never want to lose, what I'm typing again. So
yeah, I think that's the best thing to do. And then this is more for like having it all nicely laid out.
Is exactly, once you've typed it all out in Notepad or wherever you want to type it out, then it's a simple copy and paste into the system. Once it saves, you can even delete it, out of Notepad, or just have a scratch pad, page that you do for that, or whatever it looks like, right?
Yeah.
So okay, great. And again, whenever you're getting errors, just let me know. And you've done a good job of sending me the link to the error as well as what you're seeing on the screen. And that's perfect. That's all I need to fix it usually.
Okay, perfect. So I'll keep this in mind.
One quick suggestion, Jared. Is it really hard for you to be able to put a button right there on the right corner that says submit any errors?
Yeah, I have been, I want to have something like that on the page. The problem is that when a page breaks from an error, I have to see if that can still work even if the page is broken. Usually it's going to break
the whole thing,
the whole page. But it's possible, but at least a reporting tool, right? So once they get on a workable page again, I'll have to think that through more, but I definitely want to have, and also feedback along those lines, just so people can give feedback and improvements and suggestions and all of that. And that's where I wrote out recently to even add that. You want to stop sharing for a moment, Angie, while we're talking about this?
Yeah.
That I even wrote out recently to have that functionality on all pages that come out of the story making machine, right? So that you can have who's ever reading it give suggestions or feedback, comments or whatever to the author on that page, right? So that's something that's high on the development list as well, just so you know. So, but that's where, again, I want to start to add all of this conversational type of functionality like you have in Google Docs or something like that, right? Where people can be commenting and replying and adding links and all of that, so that these pages become a dynamic conversation. So it's going to happen to where you're creating a page, but essentially that page is just going to be the launch of a channel, because there's going to be all this functionality that happens on that page, all of the replying and posting and just all the community interaction that comes out of that page itself is going to make that page like a channel. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's going to be like where every page you create becomes its own channel, and then that channel and page gets linked to other channels through the tags that you put on that page. That's something we haven't talked about, but actually you guys want to start to use quite a bit, is to put these tags on the pages and on the concepts. And it already has that functionality in the system, because then again, that's where you're actually creating channels based on the tags that you're putting in, right? So then you have—
Is that like SEO?
It's not SEO, but what it does is it lets you, well, let's say like, again, you're going to create a tantric ministry tag, okay? And then all of your tantric ministry pages are going to get tagged with that. But then also, you know, maybe you're going to have a page from some other profile that's creating something that's tagging the tantric ministry, right? So then now another profiles page is showing up on the tantric ministry channel, right? And you can have other people, like let's say other people that you're working with, tag the you know, tantric ministry,
like a hashtag on Instagram.
Exactly. Yes. It's like a hashtag where now everything of that hashtag you can tune into all at once. So it's exactly it. It's creating a hashtag system, a tagging system, and that's already functional within the system. You can tag any page and you can tag any concept, and it's all the way down to the concept level, and then you can click on the tags.
So you have to go in the system, and there's a tag section. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I guess I should show you guys since we're talking about it. Let's go in really quickly. Let me actually switch back to Uniting for Action. Profile. So when you go into concepts, oops. So we'll expand everything out. We'll go to Angie's tantric ministry, and we'll go to a certain concept. So let's do, let's do the tantric ministry overview. And now that we're in this concept, actually we go back to the section admin for that concept that you want to tag. So introduction to the tantric ministry overview. We're on the concept there. You're editing the concept. Just get that clear. So you're editing the concept here, right? Mm-hmm. And then you're going up one level up to the section that contains this concept. That makes sense, Angie?
Mm-hmm.
So you go up to the section that contains this concept, because this is where it lists all the concepts in this section.
Okay.
And then next to each concept, in addition to be able to click on the concept to edit the concept, you have this button here to add tags.
Add tags.
Add tags, exactly. So here's where you add support. This is where you add a supporter, where you get the offers and all of that. But here's where that's how you add a supporter to a concept. Here's how you add tags to a concept. So you click on add tags, and what you're going to have, and we have to build this out more, but you're going to have all of these different existing tags that you can select. And so you basically just go down and you tag it with whatever you want to tag it with. And then based on your admin ability, like, you're not going to be able to edit most tags because they're going to be system tags. But where there's not a system tag, like you say, I want to have something under organization besides productivity. I want to have like something to do with, let's say time management. Okay. So I want to have something to do with time management, and it's not here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a tag. And then you go ahead and add a tag, and you put a time management tag in. When you do it, it's going to be a custom tag for only Angie and your followers, basically. Everybody that's looking at your profile is going to see this custom tag that you put in there. Okay? Let me actually show you what it ends up looking like, so it's not all theoretical. So let's just say, let's say time management. I get the opportunity to make it universal because I am, the admin for everything. But let's just pretend that it's just for you. So we add the tag. Now what happened is your tag has been added. We have, there's time management, right? Now this has been selected and I selected these other two. So let me go now down here and update. So now that I've updated it, I've added these tags to the content. Your tags have been updated. So we've got time management, we've got organization and empowerment. And now when I preview the content, now we have those tags attached to it and we have the tags on this page. So now you've added empowerment and organization tags to the page and it's tagged to this content. So when and when you click on these tags up here, it actually takes you to that channel. So when you click on the empowerment tag, then it takes you to the empowerment channel. And here's the content that we just tagged, the Tantric Ministry Overview.
Wow.
As soon as we tagged it, now it shows up on this channel. And it shows us over here, oh, I have an error, but it shows us over here where this content comes from in the midst of your whole page. So now not only did you publish to this channel, but now somebody that's seeing it on the channel can see all the other content on this page and can see like who you are. And you get what I'm saying? It's really like viewable now. So that's the value. And here, so they found it on the channel and now go to this content and now it jumps them right back into the page where that content comes from. So they can find you on the channel from the tags. And then as soon as they find you on the channel, boom, they just zoom right to that content on your page.
Perfect.
Isn't that awesome?
Great. Yeah.
You guys didn't even know we had that already, did you?
That's kind of like the searchy in a way.
It is, exactly. It's the searchy for the text. And once we integrate with searchy, then you'll be able to do that and search through the video content as well. It's going to be perfect in that way.
That's amazing. Thank you, Jared, for producing all this.
Yeah, really powerful.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for saying that. And what's remarkable as you're kind of seeing it is that all of this came together within the first 2 or 3 months after the Leadership Council ended. I basically pulled all of these pieces together within that 2 to 3 month time period to create this functional system that you're seeing right now. So it's pretty awesome that I was able to like create this level of functionality in that amount of time, right? And even the control panel was just programmed last week, right? I just built that last week. It didn't exist before last week. Now it exists and it's integrated with the story making machine so that as you add things to the control panel, it automatically builds pages for you. Like how intelligent and amazing is the system, right?
Yeah, well, thanks to its coder.
Thank you. I know. Humble brag, right? Not so humble. I'm really being full of myself now, but I have to be full of myself sometimes that we're building all of this, right?
This is amazing.
I mean, this is really remarkable, all that we're creating, the level of detail, the gamification, like all of the stuff that you guys have been seeing. It is like world changing. And I really appreciate and honor that you guys are the first ones showing up, bringing this into the world. It's pretty extraordinary.
We're so glad that we're able to support you in this way, for sure.
Thank you.
It's an honor.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All right. Is there? Thank you. I feel it. So is there anything else that you guys want to share before we wrap up here? I appreciate you guys taking the extra time. I know, Emiliano, that we had our meeting scheduled, which was perfect. So I knew you were available. Angie, I appreciate you taking the extra time. And I know we covered a bunch of stuff that's going to be helpful for everybody that isn't necessarily it helps Emiliano be on the same page with you. So I think it was
absolutely
to go through all of this stuff we went through so that we're all on the same page with the full capabilities of the system and all the different ways you're using it now and how we're managing all your different pieces. I feel like Emiliano is like fully up to speed on everything you've got going on with the system right now. And he's fully capable of managing you in all areas from here on out. Is there anything else? And I'll keep being involved, but obviously Emiliano is going to be the point person now, to be able to keep managing all your needs on a really, detailed level. Is there anything else that you feel like I forgot to mention, or you want to mention to Emiliano?
I don't think so. I think for now, this is great. I think that as we keep working, things will come up as they do. But I think for now, this is a great start. And I'm excited to work with Emiliano so that you have more free time to focus on the big deal.
The programming, the other people, like there's all the pieces, right? I appreciate that. There's so many pieces that need to get managed. So I appreciate each of you playing your roles and the ways that we're managing all this. It's really awesome. So grateful for you guys.
Right,
thank you guys so much. Emiliano, you can hold on and we'll keep going.
So,
and
so then will you pass me Emiliano's phone number and then I'll be in touch with him?
Yeah, Emiliano, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send a WhatsApp message to the three of us to get us started, because we're going to have our communications there as well. We'll figure out, maybe we're going to have our own page on the team management profile as well. But let's also have our own three-way chat in WhatsApp so that, we're able, let me do it right now so that we can go immediately, make it really simple. So we'll have our three-way chat there for anything that we need.
Yes, that sounds great.
That's great. And Angie, what I was gonna say is that, well, the first thing is I don't know necessarily how much time you wanna work, or if you wanna like set a goal for the next 2-3 months, and we work together and create like a plan for it. That's one way of doing it, and I think that's the most effective way, just so that you can, like, when we talk, we discuss the things that you might need some support with, or you might feel stuck on, or you just are not sure how to handle. So I can coach you through it by asking you questions, but I can also consult you by giving you resources and providing you with case studies or whatever you might need at that moment. So that's how I see we can work things out, by setting out a goal, like what do you want to accomplish by when, and then creating a plan to getting there, and then incorporating the whole reality machine concept into it so that everything is done easier.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I would say that my first goal right now is to get my plan for the book writing and for the communication with the ghostwriter.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be ideal.
Oh, and when do you want to have the book written by?
I want to have the book written by, let's see, we're in September. So I know that there's going to be different moving pieces. I would say by like January.
Okay.
Yeah. Like January, let's see, 22nd.
That's amazing, Angie. That is quick. You're going to be fast writing your book. That's awesome.
Well, this is supposed to be a punchy book. So this is supposed to be like an intro book. I'm gonna have different series of books, but this is like the entry into the funnel of my business. So it's like a lead magnet. This is something that I can have for free on my website, and it doesn't have to be a long book.
Yeah.
It could be a small, short book that is filled with practical advice, some insights, some mindsets of what I'm teaching, but mainly more like practical practices. And it is a guide towards Thai Tantra yoga, which is what I'm developing, the methodology. So I want it to be a quick, short book. And then, of course, I want to keep on developing more and more content, more books, more things over time. But this will be like the first.
Awesome. That's so great. Yeah. So exciting that we're with you at the beginning of your journey with all of your books and all of your content and everything.
Yeah, and I'm going to put that like as a first goal, January 22nd. Maybe if it's not like fully complete, what I'm really gonna look for at this time is that I'm making a great deal of progress.
Yeah.
And then I would say like a harder line, then I want to go more by the seasons. So like the spring equinox is like the beginning of the new year, right? So once we start going into like that Aries season, that's like the real new year. So then that would be my hard deadline. It would be at the end of March, beginning of April.
Awesome. And then in terms of promoting the book, do you already have a website?
I have a website, yeah. So that's gonna be like a lead magnet on my website.
Okay.
Of course, right now I'm working on improving my website. I'm gonna need to get like some SEO people to help me improve it. And I'm working with a website editor also to help me like fix little things here and there. So yeah, that's also part of everything. It's part of the body of work that I'm producing with the methodology that I'm presenting.
Excellent. Okay. So yeah, I think overall maybe capturing the top 3 things that you want to accomplish in the next 3 months.
Oh yeah.
Which is by January, let's say. So do it by quarter, for example, and then that way you know what you want to accomplish, and then we work to getting there, right? So you can only accomplish a certain amount of things every month, and you have to make sure you're prioritizing the things that matter to you the most. So from what I'm hearing is the book written, the website being improved, and defining what does improvement look like and what does it mean. And I don't know if there's a third thing that is important to you.
Yeah, so then we have the Thai Tantra Yoga app. And right now I'm producing the list of videos that are going to be populating the app.
Okay.
And it's going to be like the extension of the book, like somebody that gets into my book and the lead magnet in my website may be interested in learning more about my work or what I'm teaching about. So then they can go to the app and then they could see videos and they could see instructionals. So that's what the app is going to be for. The app is going to be for like online courses and education.
Great. Okay, so just producing content for the app is the third thing that matters to you right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. So then the question becomes, you know, how many videos or how much content do you want to be producing by January 22nd, for example? Like what would be a goal for you?
How many videos do I want to have produced by then? You mean? So actually that's what I'm working on right now is I'm working on the list of videos of how many videos I need. So I'm still figuring that out. I don't know exactly yet. So I might need help figuring that out.
We can figure it out together.
Yeah.
And all right, great. So those are the 3 categories I'm hearing. So book, website, and then Tantra videos, and also your key priorities. I mean, I know there's a lot of things that are gonna have to be managed and handled, but sounds like those are the 3 keys and the 3 things that we can look at incorporating with the reality machine to make sure everything is being taken care of, right?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I think that's good to understand it. I understand it now, and next time we speak, we can go into detail and also find out, like, support you with coaching, right? If there's a specific thing in those 3 goals that you're being stopped by, and you're just like there's a rock in front of you, and you need support understanding, okay, how do I go past it, right? Or what can I do? Then that's when that's where I come in, and by asking you questions, we can actually discover a way that can make it easier for you.
I know what I get stuck by right now is like not having enough time. Like maybe what I need help with is time management, because like I have so many things on my list that I feel like I could never finish my list. Like I can never finish what I have to do. And that's why I want to get all these other people to help out with all these different tasks. so that I'm not the only one thinking about these things. But yeah, that's where I get stuck. I get stuck in time management. Like if I want to produce all these videos, I want to produce all this content. It's so much time that goes into it.
I totally appreciate that. And that's where I think Emiliano maybe is going to bring in some other apps and systems, but I also want to mention how, whatever else he might bring in as other tools, we're going to use the control panel to really support with that, because it's where you get to see your priorities on the control panel, right? Yeah. So Emiliano is going to have these different machines to accomplish the different priorities that you have. It's going to help you set those up. You're going to see where you're red, and you're going to see where you're green, and you're going to see where, if you want to move forward, here's, what needs to shift, right? And if you have 2 hours of time to give it over here because this is your priority. Don't give it over here because of whatever other reasons might, you get what I'm saying? It really helps you be really intentional and really specific with your time, because you get to see your priorities right here, and you get to be responsible for where you're putting your time. Are you putting your time in the most productive places you can to create the realities that you want to create, right? So you'll be looking at that. Emiliano will be looking at that. That's where, as soon as we get to that level of sophistication, you'll be able to again say, I've got 2 hours I want to devote here. And it's getting pretty close to that, where again, based on what I showed you, let me just go back to it really quickly. Based on what I showed you, is we have the ability right now pretty much to say, if you've got 2 hours of time, you want to go down the list. Have you got number 1 covered? Have you got number 2 covered? Have you got number 3 covered? Okay, it's number 4 where you need to put that time, and to get even specific down to this level, like you have 2 hours of time, put it in here, because this is what's going to get you to fill in this supporter and move this reality forward, right? So again, it's all about moving your realities forward by, being able to get your agreements with the supporters you need. It's really your reality is going to be based on how quickly you can create agreements with all the supporters you need. And then of course there's management once you get all the supporters in place, but most of the holdup is going to be on bringing all the elements together in order to have them function together.
Well, right now I'm hiring people, so I don't think I need to spend so much time on that, because I'm hiring people that are doing video editing or whatever. So I need to just get to work and do the things.
Well, but that's the thing, is you get to see where when you say do the things, you're going to be either doing the thing in this reality generating machine or in this one or in this one. Do you get what I'm saying? Because you're going to be, the things that you're doing are going to be fulfilling roles to manifest intentions. You get what I'm saying? You're going to be a supporter in your own reality generating machines, right? As an example, because again, you have roles to fill, and you need to figure out how you need to prioritize your time in order to get done what you need to get done in order to have these machines function, right? That's part of what you're seeing, is that your time is being the limiting factor in a lot of these realities getting created, right? And so that's where, again, the control panel lets you see where are you at in those different places, and make sure that with the 2 hours you have right now, you're giving it to the one machine that you want 2 hours to get the attention of right now, right? This is the one thing I want to move forward right now. I mean, I have several things. Like I have to launch this product line, otherwise Rico's gonna kill me. I get that, and that's where today you decide 2 hours goes to this. Tomorrow you decide 2 hours goes to that, right? Or 1 hour here and 1 hour there. I'm not saying all your time goes to one place.
I gotta.
I don't want Rico
in all the ways. Now I just gotta have. That's why I need to have a really good organization system so that I can get organized and move everything forward.
That's perfect. I think Emiliano's got it clearly, and he's going to help you with that. And whatever that ends up looking like, he'll help you with that. Because like you're saying, Angie, that's a limiting factor right now for you, right? You're identifying that. You're identifying that you're stuck with how you're managing your time. And so, yeah.
It's Emiliano, too much. I still got to take sessions. I still need to take care of myself. I need to do yoga every day. I need to eat. I need to, sleep. I need to rest. Otherwise, I'm going to burn out. So I need to have a way which my working hours are being spent the most efficiently.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Perfect.
Great. Let's talk about it on our next session, the time management piece, and
perfect.
We'll continue developing. At least I have a better idea of.
You have a good overview.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now, also what I'm working on, which is pretty priority over all of that, is I'm creating like a monthly service package for my services, because right now I'm mostly making my money doing like single paid sessions. So I have clients, they pay me for a session, but what I'm creating right now is more of like a package for a group of sessions with a variety of services for a month on a per month basis. Like we're doing a 3-month package, right? So then I could focus for 3 months planning out like a lifestyle program for them. So right now I'm really focused on that, because I literally have a client tomorrow that I have to present the package to. So like that right now is priority on the list. Right now, that's how I'm prioritizing things. Whatever's going to make me money tomorrow to pay Jared and to pay everything, that's what I'm going to be focusing my priority to, right? So yeah, so that's what I have to do, like when I hang up.
And are you equipped to building that, or is there something in doing that you're not sure of? You just have to dedicate the time.
I have to dedicate the time. Maybe I'm pretty good at building like packages and pricing. Maybe I could, have a second opinion or something like that. But I'm pretty good at it. I've done it before. I've done coaching courses on it, so I'm pretty well equipped for that.
Yeah, good. As long as you feel like you're good at, you can do it, and you're not stopped at setting your price. You don't feel like you're not sure where to go about that. So
yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good at it. I've been doing it for some time.
Great.
Now, so, yeah.
All right, awesome. So it sounds like we just have to start talking about how to organize your life so that it doesn't occur to you as it's so heavy, right? That's the problem.
Yeah.
That it's so many things that it occurs like it's just so much, right?
Yeah.
And so when it's like that, you can't really see past the second task that you have to do. Like you can barely see the future. So we have to organize your like I said, if we can create the quarterly goals, and then within those quarterly goals you have the monthly goals, and then every single day, and this is just a technique, setting up 3 things that you want to accomplish that would make you feel accomplished that day.
Yeah, what I need to do is I need to set up 3 things for each organization, because each organization has its goals. Like this is more for my Angie Rainbow G as an author, presenter. Then I have the Tantric ministry, right? We need to set up memberships for that. So that's like its own thing. Then I have the product line. We need to set up the marketing strategy for that. So that's like its own thing. So I would like to set up the goals for each one and then organize my life in a way that I can tackle each one of those goals.
Okay. So unfold all of your 5 projects and determine like what are the goals for each one, and then what are the quarterly goals for each one, so that way you have a clear outline of what you want to accomplish in the next year.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what I'm hearing. You want to create like an unfolding of all of your projects. So it's very, very specific as to what you want to accomplish for each one in a year. And then you create it quarter by quarter.
Yes. Yeah.
That's how you'll be able to do it.
That's what I need. Yeah.
And that's how you eat an elephant, right? You eat chunk by chunk. And that's the saying. So yeah, great. So we'll do that, and that will support your mind to feel like you got everything under control. Right now, it doesn't seem like you have everything under control. It just, your mind thinks that you're not getting everything done. So of course you can't do everything in one day. It's going to take time to build it. But if you can change the perspective, because you have everything really clear as to when is it going to get done, and you know it's going to get done at some point, then your mind is going to be able to be relaxed at any moment, because you're like, I know I did what I needed to do today.
Yeah.
So we'll work on that next time.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, and I just, it's coming to me, so I just want to share this, Angie, to help all of us kind of free some of the bounds and that sort of thing. You know, when last week, when you told me, you know, you could commit to $300 for this month, and then we would have 2 more sessions together this month, is what we said. You know, what I'm doing is I'm trying to shift it into this mode, essentially, where you're just, now we've got Emiliano working with you, right? And so we've got this session, you're gonna have another session with him that's going to, you know, fulfill the budget of what you've already provided. But now it's not necessarily going to be like a certain amount per month. It's like, I want Emiliano to help me this much, you know, this week, and this much this week. It's like, he's gonna keep giving you next steps, and you're going to get to keep deciding when you want to take that next step. You get what I'm saying? Like, he's gonna say, in the next session we can do this. You know, when do you want to set up the next session? You may say 2 weeks from now, or you may say tomorrow, right? You know, it's going to be at your pace with all these next steps, so that, you know, you get to control what that flow is. And as you're starting to see what it might look like over time, you know, whether it's 300 a month, 500 a month, 3,000 a month, whatever it's going to look like over time, you're both going to be able to start flowing more, but it's going to be more in this kind of free flow, right?
Yeah.
Where
on
it's
like
just,
a month-to-month basis, depending on like what's going on.
Like again, as you're having, it's going to be flexible in that way, and also just essentially all the time Emiliano is going to have all of these next steps for you. Here's what you can do on your own. Here's the support that I can give you. You get to decide when you've done enough on your own that you're ready for the next part of the support that Emiliano can provide. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you get to regulate how quickly you keep getting more based on how quickly you're absorbing, assimilating, and asking for more, right? Because it's his job to help you operate at the highest level of efficiency, productivity, like everything, right?
Yeah.
And he's already giving you a lot of great directions, right? So I'm just kind of setting it up in a way to kind of break the bounds around expectations, and just allow you to be in a free flow of welcoming what's next whenever you're ready for what's next. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ideally we want to work maybe like 10 sessions together, because in 10 sessions we can decide, okay, this is the goal, and then we create a plan for those 10 sessions, so that by the end of that you have accomplished what you want. And that's ideally, because if we just do one session here, one session there, it can become it can kind of like be like, oh, this time I'm not too committed to having the session. So if we can create like a package that's 10 sessions, and we create what's the goal by the end of this 10 sessions, and then we are both committed towards it, then after 10 sessions, we're like, okay, we want to recreate everything and create something else completely new. We decided at that moment, but let's first finish what we create during those 10 sessions, so that way you feel like you're moving things forward for yourself too.
Yeah.
And you feel like that you have the support, and both sides, right?
Yeah.
So that would be the ideal scenario.
I like that.
And we can come up with a package pricing, and it doesn't have to be too high to support where you're at right now. I'm happy doing a discount, just because, you know, I'm just getting started with this, and then Jared is just getting started with this, so everybody's and you're getting started as well. So I wanna help everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, Emiliano. That's great.
Thank you.
Really,
Sure.
Really appreciate you saying that and feeling that. And I appreciate all the support. You guys, each of you have been huge supporters for Uniting for Action on a bunch of different levels, you know, from leadership council and all kinds of ways that you guys have been supporting behind the scenes. I really honor and appreciate, you know, this divine connection between us and the way it's all, you know, flowing perfectly right now.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Me too. I'm excited. Yeah, I think we're all growing. We're all growing. We're all helping each other grow.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
The win-win-win synergy. We've got it right here. Perfect. Win-win.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
I think we're at a wrap, but is there anything else, Angie or Emiliano, you guys want to share?
I think I feel pretty complete. I am looking forward to our continued collaboration.
Me too.
Excellent. Yay.
Thank you, Emiliano, for your support and showing up. And thank you again, Angie, for all you're doing in the world and for entrusting us with the parts that we can support you with. We really appreciate it. It's awesome.
Thank you. I'm extremely grateful.
Awesome.
Thank you
so much.
All right. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys.
Sounds
Have a great
good.
day.
Bye.
All right. Blessings. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.